Let's face it, you want more control. You want to be financially free. You want to control your future. You want to do what you want, when you want, how you want. You don't want to have to answer to somebody else. You don't want to have to email your boss to take vacation. You want control. If you disagree, you're lying to yourself. So now that we're on the same page, let's talk about how you can do that. The only way that I know how to create generational wealth and financial freedom is owning rental properties. I have proven it myself, and I have seen it happen over and over and over again. Passive wealth and financial freedom are created through the passive wealth trifecta by owning rental property. Properties go up in value, first part of the trifecta. The mortgage gets paid down by the tenant, so you're gaining value and gaining equity by it going up and getting paid down, and you're collecting cash flow. All three of those things create financial freedom fast. I make over $6,000 a day with the passive wealth trifecta. Everybody's looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. Unfortunately, those are not out there. But there is a get-wealthy-for-sure scheme, and that is owning rental properties. You get to own assets that go up in value, and the mortgages get paid down by the tenants, and you collect cash flow. This is how most people create wealth. I think a lot of you know the stat. If you do not, 90% of millionaires are created through owning real estate, meaning crypto, Forex, Dogecoin, NFTs, stocks, whatever you can think of, all make up just 10% of millionaires. 90% of them come from owning real estate. So assuming you want financial freedom, you need to own rental properties. And in order to own rental properties, you need good credit, you need cash, and you need income. You need decent credit. It doesn't have to be amazing, but it has to be upper 600s or low 700s or more so that you can borrow money from banks. You also need income coming in so that a bank will fund you. And then lastly, you need cash to make the whole thing work. However, it does not have to be your own cash. So if you have all three of those things, go buy rentals, create wealth, become financially free. It's not going to take as long as you think. But if you don't, let's take a few steps back and talk about how you can get to that point. But first, did you know that in New York, you have to disclose if your house is haunted? It's called the Ghostbuster ruling, and it was passed in 1991. I wish I was making that up, but I'm not. Hit the like button if you did not know that. Assuming you do not have that all buttoned up, let's take a few steps back and start at square one. Square one in real estate investing is wholesaling real estate. You do not need any money, you do not need any credit, and you do not have to take any risk if you do it the right way. You can wholesale from jail if you can figure out how to sneak a cell phone in. Not going to go into those logistics, but anyone can wholesale. You don't need to have a social security number. You do not need to be in the state that you're wholesaling. All you need is work ethic and a cell phone. You can literally do it from anywhere. So it has an extremely low barrier of entry. So it's a great place to start. You're going to learn how real estate investing works. You're going to deal with other investors. You're just going to start to introduce yourself and get involved in the real estate investing game. If you don't know what wholesaling is simply selling paper. You get a paper contract to purchase a property, and you get it signed by the seller. It says, I'm going to purchase your property for X amount in 45 days. Within those first 2 weeks, you sell that sheet of paper to somebody else that actually has money, and they close on it, and they pay the seller what it says on the contract, and if you're able to mark it up, you get paid the difference. Obviously, it's a little more complex than that, but you're simply getting a property under contract to purchase and selling that contract to somebody else that has money, and you get paid a fee for doing that. It's kind of like being a real estate agent, but for investors. You're connecting a buyer and a seller, and you're getting paid a fee to do so. So it requires a lot of hard work. A lot of younger people that don't have a job or credit established yet start out by wholesaling. It's a great way to make active income, but it requires hard work. It's a pretty saturated place because of technology and the fact that the barrier of entry is extremely low. But like anything else in life, the more you hustle, the more you're going to win. I know a lot of people that are wholesaling a lot of houses, and they don't have a credit score, and they're making a lot of money. The beautiful thing about wholesaling is you're learning how to invest in real estate, you're making connections, but you're also able to make a lot of active income. And guess what? You can use that active income for fun things, but you can also use that active income to pay to raise your credit and get to that level that you need to be to buy rentals. Creating some income and making connections by wholesaling with little to no risk is a great place to start, and it's kind of a stair step into getting to the point where you can buy rentals. Another great reason to wholesale right away is you're learning a key skill that you're going to use the rest of your real estate investing career, and that is finding deals, finding discounted properties. When you're wholesaling, you're going to find them and then wholesale them and sell them, but eventually you're going to get into flips and you're going to get into rental properties, but you need to find discounted properties. Deal finding is wholesaling. After you find that deal, you can wholesale it, you can flip it, or hopefully eventually keep it as a rental property. But it all starts with step one, and that's finding deals deeply discounted, which is wholesaling. The next step would be to flip a house. There's more required than actually wholesaling, because when you flip a house, you get a property under contract to purchase, but you end up purchasing it, and then you either do the repairs and fix it up, or somebody else does. There's more risk involved as the market can shift. You have to deal with people and contractors and materials, and there's a lot more that goes into it, but you can make a lot more money. So it's kind of a mixture of wholesaling and rentals, except you don't keep it as a rental, you just sell it. Now, the beautiful thing about flipping is you don't have to use your own money. You can borrow somebody else's money, and it helps to have a decent credit score. That's why we wholesaled first, made some money, made some connections, then we raised our credit by paying a credit card company or just getting out of debt and raising your credit. The next step is getting into flipping, because you're going to learn how to rehab houses. You're going to be borrowing money from somebody, most likely to pay for that rehab and that fix up, and then you're going to sell it. You're right on the precipice of being able to own rental properties, especially with the BRRRR method. Flipping's also a lot of fun. It's what you see on HGTV, fixer up or flip or flop. You can take a house that's distressed and in shambles, fix it up and sell it to an awesome family that's going to live there for years and create memories. It's a really fulfilling thing to do. You're making the community better. You're helping all the houses around it go up in value. It's an awesome, fun thing to do. But there are some drawbacks that go along with flipping real estate. You're going to have to deal with contractors. There's a lot of risk involved, because if you're doing a bigger flip, which I would not suggest at first, it's going to take you 6, 12, 10 months, and the market can shift in that time. When you're wholesaling, you're in and out and you're not even owning it, so the market doesn't really matter. We'll talk about rentals in a minute. The market doesn't really matter as much there either. But flipping is very dependent on the market. You have to make sure you're doing it quickly and in a good market. So there's risk there, and then just dealing with rehabbing a house. If you're ripping open walls and getting into things, things can get out of control quickly. We rehab about 75 houses a year, and I would say 72 of them do not come on budget. We always go over, and we know what we're doing. So you just have to know that there are risks involved with flipping. It's a great way to make money, even with not a great credit score, because you can borrow money from a hard money lender or a private money lender. But again, things are a lot easier if you have good credit. And that's what you need to get into if you want to become a millionaire and become financially free and deal with all the benefits that come along with it. To be honest, I quit my $250,000 job because I wanted more out of life. I wanted to impact my family for generations to come. I just didn't want to make a lot of money and move on. I wanted to be able to pay for my great grandkids' college and create businesses and work ethics and things that will last generations to come when I'm gone. And the only way to do that is to buy rental properties. You're not going to do that working for somebody else. You're not going to do that having to email your boss to take vacations. You're not going to do that working till you're 65. You're going to do that taking control of your life now and utilizing real estate to do that. I get asked this all the time. Where do I start? What do I do? I just told you. If you're ready, buy rentals. If you're not, you wholesale, you flip, and then you buy rentals. I have hundreds of videos and thousands of hours of content on my channel about that. I have a video right here that walks you through exactly how to buy rental properties without using any of your own money. See you on the next one.